Hello and welcome to a full tour of AttractWell. If you are comparing this platform to other platforms such as Kajabi, then this is going to be a really helpful walkthrough for you as you can see what kind of features are available in AttractWell. AttractWell has had a huge amount of updates over the last year, and it's really competitive now with some of the other platforms out there that are all in one. If you're comparing AttractWell to platforms like Wix and WordPress, some things to keep in mind is that those are not all in one platforms. You can add on features, but you're paying more for each feature that you add on, such as e-commerce and booking. So keep that in mind when you're shopping around. You might see the price tag on WordPress and think that's really appealing, but once you start adding features on, the price is going to go up. One example is my dad needed to set up a Wix, just a simple website, but then he needed contact forms and then he needed a shop, and suddenly we were at like $800. So it's not always as free or cheap as it seems. So all-in-one platforms do offer the added benefit of saving you some money by kind of bundling everything together. And AttractWell does have really competitive pricing, so I do like it for that. So let's walk through some of the features available here and just talk through what they can do and what they cannot do so that you can easily decide if this is the right platform for you. Just to introduce myself, I'm Pam Lozon. I'm a website designer, and I offer lots of education and resources online for entrepreneurs who are learning, who are just starting, who need to figure out this whole online business world. So if that's you, if you're kind of still learning the jargon, trying to figure stuff out, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and check out my website because I have some really great resources there for you, and subscribe to my blog because I offer a lot of content there as well. All right, so let's dive in. So one of the new features that AttractWell has offered is Project Studio, which is an AI-based feature, and this is really cool. I've been playing with it a lot. So if you go into Project Studio and hit add, you'll be able to see all the things that it can set up for you. So one thing I hear from people all the time is, I just need a visual of all these things and how they connect because I have my opt-in page and my freebie and my email campaign and my thank you page, and I can't remember the order of events. I can't remember the sequence. Well, this feature will actually give you a visual of how everything fits together, and you can easily come back in and change how everything fits together and edit each piece. So it is really great that way, and it'll build all the pieces for you and connect them for you, which again is fantastic because for people that get really overwhelmed, not just by building all this stuff, but then how to connect it all together, this is going to be a godsend for you. So we have a free funnel, a paid funnel, booking, call packages, group coaching and one-to-one coaching, creating a sales page or an evergreen funnel, setting up a launch, building an entire website, an online course, a membership, a live event, a quiz, or a chat bot, and then you can have a custom project. So what happens is when you click on one of these, so for example, I want to build a whole website, you would go in and you would then name your project and go to audience and tell it all about your business and your audience. And then you would go in and describe what you want about your website, right? Like, I need my website to look like this and promote these services and all of that. And you're going to be describing all of those features. And then you can upload inspiration such as other website links for it to look at for web inspiration. You can upload files and then review everything, and it will build it all for you and show you how that is all mapped out. And you can just apply those features and it'll set up your menu and apply the whole website and launch it, which is pretty spectacular. So it is a really cool feature. You'd have to play with it, kind of get the feel of it. But what I like about it is that you can just come back in and see your projects and edit them. So it's really easy and user-friendly. And that way, I think they've put a lot of thought into making this very user-friendly for people so they can easily find things. It just makes sense. And this is from years of working with coaches and other entrepreneurs online and getting their feedback. This was a really great addition. So then you have the AI. You can write with AI right here. This is ChatGPT default, but at the bottom of the menu here, I'm going to show you the AI settings. We'll jump around a little bit, but the AI settings, you can actually come in here and train your AI. So you can choose your AI model, and you'll see we have Chat, Grok, Claude, and Gemini available. And then you can tell it all about your business, your target audience, and all of that kind of thing. And that just gives it sort of default settings so that it'll use that when it's writing copy for you, which is really handy. So that's one of the starting places I would suggest you go, is just setting up the AI settings if you're going to be using AI heavily to set things up. Then you can go into the contact manager. In the contact manager, you can organize your contacts into lists using tags. You can filter your contacts. You can email and or text your contacts. In the contact manager, you can see what emails they've opened. You can see what campaigns they're in, their progress through a course. You can add notes, private notes there. You can upload files, see their upcoming calls and their progress through a call package. So if they have 3 out of 5 calls, and you can go in there and obviously see their contact information and all of that kind of thing. So it is a really great contact manager, and it does all the things you expect it to do for a contact manager. I think it's quite robust. Campaigns is another really great feature, just kind of a standard thing you expect to see in a platform like this. Campaigns is going to be a drip sequence of emails, and they can be emails and or texts or both. And you can set up as many as you want in one drip. I saw a lady that did a whole year. So she did an email a week for a whole year. And you can set automations in the emails as well. So for example, you can have a campaign repeat itself over and over and over again. You can have a campaign start another campaign, things like that. So it's pretty cool what you can do just inside of campaigns. Campaigns can be date specific, or they can just drip out like every day, every 2 days, whatever you want. So that's really great as well. And we have email templates built into the system. So let me jump around again. In email templates, you can come in here and they have some added in templates that you can start from, or you can just build from scratch. And this is a drag and drop template builder, much like you would see in WordPress, or not WordPress, in MailChimp, and pretty basic stuff. But you can save your own template, which is really great if you're going to be doing a newsletter and you want really branded, beautiful emails. You have the capability to do that in here. And then you can apply those into your email campaigns as well, which is really great for sending out branded content. GPT chat. So I'm going to talk about GPTs in a second. So that's part of that feature. But let's move down into websites. So in websites, we've got so many AI features here now that it's kind of crazy. So let's go into website and forms. So in websites here, if we hit add a page, so not only will the Project Studio build individual pages for you, an entire website, but you can come here and go page by page, build out your own pages using the templates that are available here, which are quite nice. But you'll see at the bottom here, you can create a page from another website. So if you're migrating in your site, this is really great if you're rebuilding it. Create a page from a picture. So if you have a picture of a website, you can create a page, and create from HTML. So if you are using AI like Claude to write out the HTML for your site, you can then pull that in here and it will create the page for you, which again, this was a fairly new feature and is really great. And then the build it for me page is a really awesome feature. I really like this one because you can come in here and hit what type of page do you want to create, and you can build a home page, a sales page, a landing page, anything you want. Go in here and click on that and then just answer the questions, all your information, and pull in any reference pages you wanted to use or other pages you've built as reference, and upload any images you want, additional instructions, and it's going to then pump out a really nice looking page for you that you can then come in and edit. And one thing people seem always very concerned about is, well, can I edit it? Am I locked in? You're never locked in. It's your website. You can come in and edit the copy and the pictures, but this gives you a really great starting point. So I like that feature a lot. And the page builder, if I just open a page for you here, let me just grab like this template here. Let's just pretend we're going to build this page. On the page itself, I can hit edit page, and these are AI settings, so apply to the whole page. So I can make the page mobile friendly at the click of a button. I can adjust all the fonts and font sizes throughout the page. I can clean up the design. I can optimize for SEO just with the click of a button in here using the AI, or I can go section by section and adjust using AI by just clicking or talking using the microphone here. Or you can build from scratch. So if you like to kind of adjust things, you can click on all these different features in here as well. But just to give you an idea, the interactive sections, if I'm going to add a section in here, we have carousels, we have FAQs or like drop downs, we have countdown timers, and we have ticker tape. And you add in your blog posts and all of that. So you have a lot of interactive features on the page, as well as forms and checkouts that are available here. The forms do include digital signatures if you want, and file uploads on the form itself. So that's really great as well, especially for coaches. They need those kinds of features available. The checkouts on the page builder will do recurring payment, one-time payment, or payment plan. So that's really great as well if you're going to do installments or you're doing a membership and you need to have those kinds of payment options available. So website menu is where you would create your custom navigation. Landing pages is where you're going to have your opt-ins for your freebies. So, you're starting a funnel. You want just like a simple opt-in. They have these like kind of templates that you can use to start a funnel. And they have lots of different templates available. So you can kind of see if I hit add, you've got all these different templates that you can kind of go in and start from, or you can build from scratch yourself or use the Project Studio if you want. But this is for freebies. Customize my site. This is where we're adding our branding. So customize my site in colors and fonts. You're adding all your colors, your fonts, your logo, custom footer, all of that. You can upload custom fonts really easily in here, which is really great. The blog posts is really awesome now too. You can edit the layout of the blog, so you can have different layouts, and your widgets, your sidebar, all of that, you can adjust those. So you can kind of go through and set that all up and then have a customized blog. It's really great for your SEO. Lots of SEO features in here to help you get found. So I encourage you to check that out when you're coming in here. Don't just set up your site, make sure that you're optimizing it for SEO. And just coming through to the next part, we have member area, vaults, and classes. And this is a big one because people don't ever know what this is, right? They're like, what does that mean? Member area, vaults, classes. So if you're creating an offer and you want someone to purchase it, create a password, log in, and access your content, and this could be a membership, group coaching, a course, something like that, then this is where you're going to use vaults in the member area. So let me just show you an example. If I was going to go in here and access this member area, I've set this up as like a dummy one. So this member area here has, it's just a dashboard. So the dashboard is where people come after they made a purchase. They're going to come in here and they're going to be able to see your vaults. Now my vaults are not visible at the moment, so I might have turned them off. Let me see here. All right, I think I've got it here. We can see it now. So you can see a vault here. So this is one offer. So this, again, could be a course. It could be a membership, something like that. And when someone logs in after they've paid, they're going to see sort of this dashboard, and they're going to open up whatever it is they've purchased. So you would go in there. And so right now it's got my paywall there, so you can't really see the content, but you can see that inside here, we're going to have, if I go back into the main here, inside the offers, you can have courses, you can have a chatbot or a GPT, you can have a library of resources, you can have videos, downloads, handouts. You can have community in here if you want people to be able to talk to each other. So there's a lot of different things you put inside the vault. So the vault is one offer. You put everything into that vault that's going to be part of that kind of bundle or package deal. And so this is really great if you're going to be selling those kinds of things. There's so many different ways you can use this feature. So it's hard to say like, oh, it's only for group coaching. No, it's for courses. It's for memberships. It's some people use it for one-to-one coaching. It just depends on how you want your offer to work. So you can come in and kind of play with this, but it is really cool. And the Project Studio will set this up for you as well, which is really great. But there is some good resources in here to help you kind of lay it out, make it look pretty and all of that kind of thing. So vault, classes, member area, that's kind of the general idea. Classes can drip out as many lessons as you need. And like I said, videos, handouts, homework, whatever you want to have included in that. Or you can have all the lessons start dripping on September 1st, or you can have them just drip out one a day when somebody signs up, or they can binge all your content in a day. You have so much customization on the back end. And then the booking system is really great. Let's go into the bookings. So you're going to connect either a Google or a Microsoft Calendar in here. And then you can set up call packages or booking types. Call packages is, I'm going to sell a package of 4 and I want the system to keep track of how many that person has had. You're going to use call packages. Booking types are like one at a time calls. So discovery call, book 60 minutes. These can be paid or free. So you can set that up as well in the booking system, and it syncs up with your Google or your Microsoft Calendar. So you have to connect the Google or the Microsoft first, and then you would create your different call types. So 60-minute call, 30-minute call, whatever you want, or package of 4, package of 2. And then it's going to look at your Google Calendar to see if you're available. So if I had a dentist appointment, I'm going to add that on my Google Calendar because AttractWell is going to look at that and won't book anybody at the same time. So that's kind of how that works. Fairly straightforward. Let's move along to the store. So the store feature is really great as well. If you want e-commerce, this is included in all the plans. It's not an add-on feature. So you can come in here and set up a store. Now the store works really great for digital products and services, or for anything that you're basically fulfilling the orders yourself. If you need a store that's going to connect to a third party, so you want to connect it to Shopify, or you're going to take t-shirt orders and have a third party create the t-shirts, That's not going to happen easily here. You're going to need to use Zapier as a third party. So keep that in mind in order to pass information back and forth. This store may or may not meet your needs, but if you want to have digital products, this is super easy to do. If you want to sell your services in here, your courses, all of that, you can customize how it all looks. And I just set up some dummy ones here so you can see online course, and they can add on additional services. They can adjust the quantity. You can have different offers available, description, add to cart, all of that. So you can kind of get a sense of that. If you want to have physical products that you're shipping, as long as you're shipping yourself, it's very straightforward. You can add shipping rates and tax in here as well. Stripe is the payment processor for AttractWell, and that's something that you want to keep in mind. Everyone asks this just over and over and over. What are the other payment processors? There isn't one, okay? There's only Stripe. So you have to use Stripe. To use another one is going to be a lot more complicated in AttractWell because you're using Zapier and you're probably doing some stuff manually. So if you want a very seamless automated system, just set up a Stripe account. Set up a Stripe account. It's free. Connected to AttractWell, all the product or the processing will go through Stripe, which means that when somebody purchases in AttractWell, your money goes to Stripe. So Stripe pays you. AttractWell does not take a cut of your sales, but Stripe's going to. So Stripe's cut is very comparable, I find, to PayPal. So I think it's like not quite 2% or 2%. I can't remember. They take a little cut there. I think it depends on the type of transaction, but you can go in and see the settings over there. And that's where you would go if you need to get like specific invoices or issue a refund or something like that. You go into Stripe for that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's the store. Content library is just a way you can organize everything in AttractWell. So I can create collections or folders for my videos, my files, my images, my email templates. Social posts is a new feature, and this does not schedule posts for you, but I think that's coming. So in here, you can create your social posts and post to any social media platform from AttractWell. And then you can check it off if it's been posted yet. So it's a great way to organize your posts, plan your posts, and get them posted over on your different platforms. And then, scheduling's down the road. I don't know the timeline on that, but this, again, is brand new. So it's pretty cool just to have it at all. GPTs and quizzes. This is a big deal, guys. This one is really cool. Before this, AttractWell did not have anything conditional. So you couldn't do quizzes or assessments because it wouldn't do conditional responses, meaning it wouldn't give someone a score, custom results, or anything like that. But now we have that. So I, again, made some just kind of dummy ones. So let's go in here. A GPT basically will talk to people. So you can set it up to, I've seen people do assessments, audits, quizzes, or just a chat bot that'll answer like commonly asked questions. But basically it says, what type of business are you running? So say it was coaching. I'm just going to type in here, I'm running a coaching business. So it's going to start to prompt me with questions. Now you can do multiple choice as well, where it gives some suggested responses, but it's going to start going through different questions, and I just answer the questions, and it's going to give custom results. So on the back end of this, if I go into it, you'll be able to see here under configure, these are all the instructions for the AI and the outcomes. This is what happens after. So when they get different results, you can say, if they get this result, send this email, direct them to this page, or give them these product suggestions, or escalate this to a call so that they have a call with me, escalate it to a live chat, tag them in the system. So many different automations where you can give them custom results, or a custom page with their own results on it, or custom emails with their results. So you can really play with this a lot, and you can customize how it looks and do all the AI or SEO settings on the back end here. So that's really cool as well. So this can be a freebie. It can be the beginning of a funnel for you. So there's lots of different ways you can use this. So it's a really great new feature. And let's talk about Zoom meetings and events. So Zoom with AttractWell, this is a Zoom account that is going to be built in to AttractWell, meaning you don't connect your existing Zoom account. It's giving you a new Zoom account. Okay. So when you come into AttractWell, you want to set this up with your new meeting. So if you're going to have a recurring meeting, you can come in here. You have a lot of settings on the back end here. So you can adjust your photo, your name, your ID, and then go through and add on like the AI, the note taking, virtual backgrounds, all of that kind of stuff. settings are in here. So it's not going to connect to whatever you have set up in Zoom right now. Like this is, you're going to have to set it up over here. But the advantage to using Zoom here is that it's going to directly connect with our booking system over here, and it's going to directly record into AttractWell, which is really nice as well. So then you can have your recordings right here, especially if you're going to be sharing them with people. That can be really useful for you. So the Zoom feature is really awesome here. There is no limit to how many Zoom calls you can have or how long they are. There is a limit to how many people can be on Zoom with you based on the plan you choose with AttractWell. So keep that in mind when picking a plan. Events. So events is a really great feature that just got a big makeover. You can now add ticketing into the events feature. So if you're doing online or in-person events, you can set up an events page. So it'll be like yourdomain.com/events, and all your events will show here in order. And again, you can have ticketing right here. You can have coupons. You can do free events. You can adjust the location. You can have it automatically send calendar invites. You can have it automatically send a campaign with information, and you can share to social here. So this is a really great feature now that has a lot of different ways you can use it. If you're going to host, like a webinar or just Zoom events or in-person events, is really cool. So let's move down to some of the extra settings in here. So website domains. You can have now multiple domains in AttractWell. So connecting your domain, you just hit connect domain and walk through the steps. So if you bought your domain over in GoDaddy, you can go ahead and connect here. But now you can connect multiple domains. You can have them all point to the same place, or you can have multiple websites. Such a big deal. So if you look at your plan, when you're picking a plan with AttractWell, look at how many sites you get with it as well. So say you got 10 pages and 3 websites. That means 10 pages over the 3 websites. So 10 pages total broken down into 3 sites. Okay. So you want to keep that in mind. How many pages do you need total? How many websites is it going to be? But you can set custom branding per domain. You can set custom logo and custom menu per domain, and custom vaults and member area per domain, meaning you can have a different unique domain or member area and vaults per domain, which is really great. If you have multiple businesses and you want to kind of keep things separate, you can do that easily in here now. And it's getting easier more and more too. They keep adding different features to make the multiple websites easier to manage. I personally have 4 websites on my account, and I don't find it that hard to manage things, but that's me. I think some people get a little confused with it. So keep that in mind. But that kind of wraps up my my tour today. I hope you found it useful, and I hope that it answered some questions for you. If you have any other questions about it, please email me at hello@pamelazon.com, and you can get started with AttractWell for $1 using the link in my description. So go ahead and check that out there, and see my other links down there for some resources I'm offering on my site to help you launch your business and learn about getting found with AI and SEO so you can really maximize your impact online. And that's it for me today. Have a great day.